A beautiful Monday night here from Dorn Park. It's game number 2 of this doubleheader between the Wareham Gatemen and the Bourne Braves. We thank you for joining us once again on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. That's Matt Scalzo. I'm Cam Manna. The Braves taking the field at this very moment. Matt, game number 1, a big one for the Bravos, a 7-1 victory, and now trying to catch some fire in the West standings. We talked about right now this final stretch of the regular season, and the Braves kind of caught some fire after that win. Maybe, Matt, some momentum here in game number 2.
Yeah, we talk about how each stretch of the season is important, but this push at the end of the regular season is pivotal for every team in the Cape. For Wareham, right now, they were just trying to get any momentum they could to kickstart their season, but a dominant 7-1 win in game 1 for Bourne seemed to maybe have just taken all the wind out of their sails. And for Bourne, you get a much-needed win after a thrashing against Falmouth on the wrong end of it, of course, for Bourne. You bounce back, you get a 7-1 win, and you try and make that push to maybe try and catch Hyannis. We'll see how they pan out tonight. They're taking on Falmouth in Hartford for one of the 2 neutral site games at minor league parks this season.
A lot to catch up on the West Division standings, but let's stay here from Dorn Park. Gabe Driscoll, the right-hander, out of Binghamton, on the bump here for game number 2 against the Gatemen. What a start it was for Tristan Smith in game number 1. Allowed no hits in his outing overall, but Gabe Driscoll comes into this game a 2.81 ERA. He's 2-1 at this very moment. This will be his second start, and only allowed 2 runs in his last one against Orleans. 16 strikeouts to 5 walks for the right-hander. 7 appearances total, and 6 of those coming out of the bullpen. And here's the lineup that he'll face for the Wareham Gatemen. They'll start with J.C. Colon. He'll bat first, and he'll play shortstop. Josh Stevenson back in the lineup, now batting second. He'll play center field. Garen Caulfield, the all-star, will bat third. He'll DH. Grant Hussey, he's in the cleanup spot playing first. Renee Lasters will bat fifth and catch. Dorian Gonzalez will bat sixth and play second base. Michael Brooks in the 7-hole and at the hot corner. Grant Sherrod, he's in left batting eighth. And Corey Morton, he'll bat ninth and play right. Cologne, that first batter, playing shortstop. In game number 1, he batted ninth. Struck out, had a single, and was hit by a pitch. Only of the 2 hits that the Gatemen brought to the board. Sun setting here from Dorn Park. Driscoll set, Cologne set, and we're underway for game number 2. Playing 7 innings one more time. First pitch upstairs. Cologne batting .213, 1 double, 4 RBIs. 1-0 comes in, off speed in there from Driscoll. And the Gatemen have not won a game on the road since the first game of this season. Driscoll's 1-1, just misses low at the knees. 1-14-2 on the road. Their only win came back on June 10th at Falmouth. Looking to change that here in game number 2 of this doubleheader. 2-1 pitch, ground ball at Vaston at short, a high chopper, picks it up, fires to first, it's in time for out number 1. And with that, we'll take a look at your Bourne infield outfield here for game number 2. We'll start from the outfield left to right. Josh Crota-Grauer, he's in left. Gage Harrelson, he'll play center. Kendall Diggs in right. And from third to first in the infield, Cam Foster at the hot corner. That was Jonathan Vastine at short. Bryce Eblin, he'll play second. He's in the lineup. Sat game number 1. Garrett Michelle back at first, and the battery mate with Gabe Driscoll is Hugh Pinckney. Here's the lefty Josh Stevenson. First pitch in there for a strike. Stevenson also batting .213, 4 doubles, 10 RBIs. Transferring from LSU to Ohio State. Driscoll's 0-1. This one low. And Driscoll has continued to show that his ability to stay in the strike zone. Only 5 walks allowed on his summer, and has been added to the starting rotation for the second time. His 1-1 pitch, Stevenson, pop fly, third base side, towards the wall. Foster ranging over, Vastine coming in. Foster backpedaling and makes the catch in foul territory. The big fella jogging down the third base side, out number 2.
Yeah, we saw Foster come in late of game 1. He came in place of Derek Bender, got a couple ABs, was a DH, but now we see him in the field, and such a rangy player, 6'4", able to track that one really well over the shoulder. Great communication as well, something Allie and I talked about in game 1.
Here's Garen Caulfield, first pitch, back in the zone.
And for Gabe Driscoll as well, for him, we touch on it, how he loves to attack the zone, work quickly, get ahead in counts, let his defense make plays behind him.
0-1 pitch, out in front, a wave and a miss. Quickly 0-2 to the All-Star. Caulfield batting .304. In game number 1, batted second, went 0 for 3, walked in his first AB. Driscoll, the 0-2. Outside corner, just going to miss. Interesting time to start a ball game here from Dorn Park. Right now, 7:24, right around a 7:20 first pitch. There's the 1-2 pitch, off speed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the first. Game 1 was a long one. Over 2 hours and 30 minutes for a 7-inning game. Now the house is packed here from Dorn Park. Driscoll, 2-2 pitch, called strike 3. He froze him at the letters. A 1-2-3 top half of the first and the first strikeout for Gabe Driscoll. Bottom 1 coming up here from Dorn Park, and your first look at the Brave Sticks when we return on the Born Braves Broadcast Network. Bottom 1 here from Dorn Park, and there is the Gateman pitcher for game number 2, Yoel Tejeda, the right-hander out of Florida State. This will be his 3rd start of the summer, and it comes against the Braves the 2nd time he'll face off against his Bravos offense. He's 0-1, a 3.77 ERA. Not bad strikeout to walk ratio, 16 strikeouts at this moment to 9 walks. But opponents batting .310 against the right-hander, and here's the lineup that he'll face for the Born Braves. Batting first is Jonathan Vastine. He'll play shortstop. He batted 2nd in game number 1. Bryce Eblin back in the lineup. He'll bat 2nd and play 2nd. Caden Bodine in that 3 spot once again. He'll DH. Kendall Diggs in the cleanup spot. He'll play right. Josh Kroder-Grauer bats 5th. He's in left. Cam Foster now starting, replaced Bender in game number 1. He'll bat 6th and play 3rd. Garrett Michelle will bat 7th and play 1st once again. Hugh Pickney in the lineup batting 8th and doing the catching. And Gage Harrelson, he's been hot. He'll bat 9th and play center field. It was a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of the first for Gabe Driscoll. And he's helping his offense out. Number 1 in the Cape at this very moment. Matt and I talked about the standings pregame and what this game means in the final stretch of the season. Last full week of regular season baseball on the Cape, and Bourne starts out with a win. And last summer, post-All-Star break, Bourne only lost 1 game and finished top of the West Division, top overall President's Trophy winners in 2022. Tejeda sets up on the mound. Vastine in the box. Scored twice in game number 1. He's been the speedster for this Bourne lineup. Tejeda set, Vastine set, first pitch outside, 1-0. Vastine was 1 for 3. And the stolen base number is creeping up for him. Picked up his 11th overall in that last game. 1-0 pitch outside, now 2-0. And the first baseman in Hussey actually just ran out and gave Gonzalez his glasses at second base from the dugout. Quick exchange. Tejeda now set. Here's the 2-0. Vastine skies this one out, left center field. Coming in is Stevenson in center. He'll call off the left fielder and Sherrod to make the catch for out number 1. And with that, we'll take a look at your Wareham infield and outfield. From left to right in the outfield, that's Grant Sherrod. And right next to him there on screen is Josh Stevenson playing center. Corey Morton will play right. And from third to first in the infield, Michael Brooks. J.C. Colon commanding the infield at short. Dorian Gonzalez at second, who just got those glasses, and that sun shining at second base. Grant Hussey plays first, and Rene Lastris, he'll be the battery mate with Tejeda. 1 down, here's Bryce Eblin. And man, has he been hot. Average up to 305 at this very moment. First pitch, this one knobbed left field down for a base hit. A 1-out single for Bryce Eblin. He continues to tear the cover off the baseball, and the first base runner here in game number 2.
Cam, we see that, I think, what feels like every game with Bryce. He just does such a great job of, even when he's late on the ball, working it the other way, finding free real estate out in the outfield, and now he starts his hitting streak back, continues his hitting streak, heading into that All-Star break, riding a 6-game hitting streak, make it 7 now. He didn't play in Game 1.
Here's Caden Bodine, first pitch in there for a strike. But Eblin as a whole also got that extra base hit, and the last time they were at Dorn Park, the game before that Falmouth game that concluded all those games before that All-Star weekend. He has a 2-step lead off first, 0-1 to Bodine. Wave and a miss. Bodine batting .388. 1 home run, 17 RBIs. And was 1 for 1 in game number 1. Reached base 3 times and a sac fly. There's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled back, and Bodine stays alive. But he's been a big part of this Bourne offense. Has been able to produce runs from that 3-4 spot. In this 3 spot, a lot of times bats 4, but Derek Bender out of the lineup. Here's Eblin bouncing around, throw over to first base. Hussey picks it up. He'll fire to second and has Eblin caught in hot water for out number 2. And we've seen that happen. Bourne getting a little bit too jumpy on the base paths. Eblin thrown out on the pickoff move from Tejeda. Hussey throws down to Cologne, and there's 2 away on an 0-2 count. One more pitch could end this inning, an unconventional 1-2-3. Pitch to Bodine, cut on and miss, strike 3. First punch out for Tejeda, Driscoll and Tejeda. And the first inning, the same exact way with punch outs. A 1-2-3 for Driscoll. Tejeda only sees 3 in the bottom half of the first. No score after 1 here from Dorn Park. Top 2 coming up here on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network.
We ask parents to keep children off the roof.
No score after 1 here from Dorn Park. Monday Night Baseball, game number 2 of this doubleheader. 2 West Division teams. Bourne looking to creep up in the playoff spot, and the Gatemen just inching on to keep their season alive and in playoff contention. But they need a win here in game number 2. It's 4-5-6. Here's Grant Hussey. Driscoll's first pitch. This one fouled back. Hussey batting .231, leads the team in RBIs with 23. Has slowed down of late, but is hit for power this summer for the Gatemen. Here's Driscoll's 0-1 pitch. This one outside. Rene Lastris and Dorian Gonzalez to follow in the order for the Gatemen in the top of the second. 1 strikeout so far for Driscoll. Here's the 1-1 offering. This one, a hard line drive, right field and deep. This one going towards the corner and bounces down for a base hit against the wall. Hussey steps on first. He's heading for second. Diggs picks it up and right and throws it in. He'll keep Hussey at second base. But it's a leadoff double here in the top of the second for Grant Hussey, also known as the Huss Bus on the Gateman side of things.
He's the one that broke up the no-hit bid for Bourne in the 6th inning in Game 1. And now here he is starting Game 2 hot.
Here's the catcher, Rene Lastris. A lot of blue. He's wearing some baby blue batting gloves as the navy blue helmet. First pitch to him. This one's upstairs. Those are some of the nicest batting gloves that I've seen. They're just bright. Really nice, clean baby blue.
That's a nice setup. He's got all his Florida Gators gear on.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one at the knees. Count even at once. And looking at his front shin guard, it looks like it does also just say Florida. Great shoe combo. Nice style. Batting 148, 1 home run, and that's the RBI that he has in his summer. 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed. Out in front. Nice spot there from Driscoll. Gives Hussey a look at second base. The Gatemen going to strike first. It was all born in game number 1, the 7-1 victory. And Wareham looking to get off early here in game 2. Driscoll sets once again. 1-2 pitch, wave and a miss. Lastris climbed the ladder, came up empty. Punch out number 2 for Driscoll, and there's one away in the top of the second.
Now batting, the second baseman from the University
Driscoll's
of
a
Miami,
real
number
calm,
17,
cool, collected
Wareham
pitcher on the
Gatemen.
mound. He knows how to locate his stuff, knows how it works, and does a really good job of mixing up his fastball with his off speed to keep hitters off bounce. And there with Lastris, just had him completely fooled on the changeup upstairs.
Here's Dorian Gonzalez, first pitch in there for a strike. Gonzalez and out playing game number 1. Infielder out of Miami. Batting 192, 8 RBIs. It's still Hussey off second base. Driscoll sets. 0-1 pitch. This one flown out to left field. Coming in is Grauer. He'll settle under it and make the catch for out number 2. A nice job from Driscoll, bouncing back after the leadoff double.
Yeah, Driscoll not so
Now batting,
shaken
the third
ever
baseman
really
from
on the
University
mound.
of
He always
Kansas,
seems
number 5, Michael
just super
Brooks.
comfortable when he's on there. And hard hit double from Hussey. Not going to shake Gabe on the mound.
He's faced Wareham twice. One of his 2 wins is against the Gatemen. That second one came on July 5th. Here's Michael Brooks. First pitch upstairs. He went 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits or runs. And the other appearance against Wareham, that was not a win as well. That was the 7-6 heartbreaking loss back on the 18th of June. Just went 1 inning there. 1-0 pitch to Brooks, popped up out of play. His last appearance was that first start against the Firebirds. He got the loss, went 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. Has shown his ability to be a long reliever and a starter for the Bravos. Had that experience at Binghamton. His 1-1 pitch. Brooks, line, right center field, over the head of Eblin for a base hit. Rounding third base is Hussey. Diggs his throw, comes home. It's cut off and not in time. And it's an RBI single for Michael Brooks, his 3rd ribby on the summer. The Gatemen strike first here in the top of the second. It's 1-0.
Now batting, the left fielder from the University of South Carolina.
It's a really good job
number
by
4,
Brooks, staying
Grant
through the ball,
Sherrod.
working it the other way, and just getting enough on it to line it over the head of a leaping Bryce Eblin. Puts Wareham on top.
Here's Grant Sherrod. First pitch to him, comes in at the knees, a called strike. Sherrod in game 1 was the cleanup hitter, went 0 for 4, struck out once. Out of South Carolina upstate. 2-step lead for Brooks. 0-1 pitch, chopped in the box, foul. The Gatemen 2 hits early in this one, only 2 hits in game number 1. Tristan Smith, another strong start for the lefty out of Clemson. Commanded the zone early, got into some little bit of trouble in the first, but if you call that trouble, no runs scored. And faced 5 batters. Hugh Pinckney a little bit banged up on that play. Gets back in his stance, no balls, 2 strikes. Driscoll, 2 strikeouts so far, looking for a 3rd. The runner going here is Brooks. This one popped up first base side towards foul territory. Diggs coming over, Michelle going back, and this one caught out of play.
Yeah, a nice play by a young fan down the line. Making a nice backhand play.
We've seen a few fans down that right side so far this summer make some nice plays. Driscoll sets once again. Brooks was going. He's off first. Not going this time. 0-2 pitch. And this one clipped back. The Gatemen now 1-9 in their last 10 games. Not a lot going well for them, but starting off here with a run against the Bravos. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The pitch, chopper third base side. Foster, the scoop, picks it up, fires to first. The scoop from Michelle, and he can't pick it up. It goes past him, and towards the wall by the first base dugout. Advancing to third base is Brooks. And on to first is Grant Sherrod. Runners at the corners here for the Gatemen.
Now batting.
And it looks like it may be an E5 on Foster.
Morton.
Not scored yet here on the scoreboard in right center.
I think they accidentally put the error for Wareham, and there's the fix for it. But yeah, that'll go against Foster.
I thought back a second. I didn't think Wareham made an error. Only facing 3 batters for Tejeda in the bottom half of the first. So they fixed that. Here's a 9-hitter, Corey Morton. First pitch at the letters, a called strike. Morton out of UConn went 0 for 3 in game number 1. Playing right field here was the DH in the first game of this doubleheader. Driscoll's 0-1 pitch. Morton a high drive towards left field. Going back is Grauer at the track, at the wall, and this one is gone. A 3-run shot for Corey Morton. And the Gatemen, a big top of the second inning. They make it 4-0.
How about a first hit for Morton for his time on the Cape? A home run as well, first RBIs for him, and after an 0 for 3 game in game 1, well, he's found his swing a bit more.
Now batting, the shortstop from the University of Missouri, number 32.
Strong swing from Corey Morton. Nice way to get a hit number 1 late in the year. Tallied late to this Gateman team. First pitch to the top of the order, J.C. Cologne in there for a strike. But the Gatemen, 4 runs here in the top of the second, responding after struggling in game 1. 0-1 pitch, Driscoll back to the off-speed in there once again. He's looking to bear down. The Gatemen have come alive with 2 outs. 0-2 to Cologne, wave and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Gabe Driscoll, but not after the Gatemen get 4 runs here in the top half of the second, highlighted by Corey Morton. His first hit on the Cape. It's a 3-run blast. Gatemen in front 4-0, bottom second coming up, and some work to do for the Bravos offense when we return.
Cunningham and Caden Bodine. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You'll be kept up to date all year long with the Braves.
The Gatemen strike early, 4 runs in the top half of the second inning on a 3-run shot from Corey Morton. And Yoel Tejeda now with some insurance. He's back on the bump. He'll face 4, 5, 6 for the Braves. Kendall Diggs, Josh Grauer, and Cam Foster due up. And we thank you for joining us on the Born Braves Broadcast Network. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Matt Scalzo, I'm Cam Manna. We'll hear from Navarrete in just a little bit. Tejeda sets, digs his first swings of Game 2, shows bunt, he'll pull back. This pitch low. Diggs batting .245 after game number 1. 4 doubles and 6 RBIs. Came into game 1 batting .267. Here's the 1-0 pitch, wave and a miss from Diggs. But the Gatemen, as we've talked about, 1 win on the road this summer. And off to a hot start here in game 2 of a big doubleheader for both teams. 1-1 pitch. Diggs skies this one out towards left field, right at Sherrod. He'll take 2 steps now backpedals again, almost dropped the ball. Made a basket catch, waltzing back towards the warning track. They'll get out number 1, but a sigh of relief for the Gatemen. And here comes Josh Grotograuer.
Yeah, it's a ball from Diggs that was high in the air for a long time, traveled back further than Sherrod had thought initially. Fortunate that he didn't trip over himself a little bit. Looked like he was tumbling for a split second.
Here's JKG. First pitch, grounder third base side, picked up from Brooks on a hop. He'll fire a strike across the diamond, 2 away. And Grotograuer struggling of late. Has put some good swings on the ball. Reached base 3 times in game 1, but none of them being hits. Got robbed of a hit on just a scorcher down the left field line. Reached on an E6 that inning. There's Cam Foster now stepping in. He's been hot of late. Batting .265, 5 doubles. First pitch, he's out in front, waving a miss. 10 RBIs as well for Foster. Tejeda's 0-1. This one low. Bounces just away from the catcher in Lastris. But Foster, as we talked about a little bit in game number 1, he had a ball at Falmouth, foul, into like the left field woods at Gov Fuller Field that didn't even register on our TrackMan. Tejeda's 1-1, foul tipped into the glove of Foster, quickly 1-2. Tejeda looking for his first real 1-2-3. Put Eblin on via this single. He was caught stealing, but Bodine down with a strikeout. 1-2 to Foster, fouled hard back off the pole. Tejeda went 2 2/3 the last time he faced off against the Braves. Looking for a hot start here on the mound for the right-hander. 1-2 back to Foster. This one up and away. Dribbles to the backstop. One strikeout so far, 16 on the summer coming into the game for Tejeda. 2-2 pitch, chopper, third base side, it rolls into left field for a base hit. What a hit ball from Foster. Steps on first, he'll take the turn and head to second base standing. His 6th double of the summer gives the Braves their 2nd hit of the night. Foster stands on second with 2 away.
You're looking for something here in this inning for Bourne to, let the Gatemen know they're still in it.
Number 19.
You need to start stringing together some hits, get some runners on, and Foster doing just that. A hard hit ground ball that took a high hop once it got to the dirt past Brooks, and with so much heat on it, that rolled all the way down into the corner. Foster, he's starting to see the ball real good and just turn on him. Some high exit velos.
RBI chance for Garrett Michelle. First pitch, fouled straight back. And Foster with that just laser down the third base side. Michelle stepping in, batting .239. Into game number 2. 3 home runs, 14 RBIs for the first baseman. Has a ribby chance here with Foster on the pond. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Michelle fouls this one off the glove of Lastris, quickly 0-2. Michelle, also another young player on this roster, him and Pinckney, who you can see there on the screen, both finishing off their freshman years, the Division I level. Michelle batting over 300 for Virginia Tech. Long look in here for Tejeda. Michelle waiting. Got to be wary of that pitch clock. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He gets it off. Fastball upstairs. Foster still standing off second base, has that speed. The outfield shaded towards left field. Center fielder and Stevenson a few steps towards the left center field gap. Tejeda's 1-2. Michelle will pop up, third base side, out of play. Bourne looking to strike back here against the Gatemen, who their offense coming off very early here after just a 30-minute break in a game where they only had 2 hits. Tejeda sets once again. A look at Foster. The 1-2. Just going to miss low and outside, even at 2 apiece.
Michelle's done a good job in his at-bats as of late. Fighting well, keeping counts going.
Can Tejeda get him this time? 2-2 pitch, low and inside, not biting as Michelle, full count. He reached base 3 times in game 1. A walk, a fielder's choice, scored after a hit by pitch. Steps back in here, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Foster off second base. Tejeda agrees with the sign from Lastris. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Big out number 3 in the bottom of the second. The fastball from Tejeda blows it by Michelle. A 2-out double for Cam Foster. They keep him stranded on the base paths. Our Wareham 4-0 lead, and with the Bourne defense taking the field, we have more with the third member of our crew. Here's Ali Navarrete.
Be sure to visit our souvenir stand right down.
Thanks, guys. Coming into the final stretch of the regular season, we've talked a lot about team chemistry, and that's definitely on display with the defense. Before they take the field, before every single inning when they go back out there, they have a little team meeting over at third base. I asked Bryce Eblin about that a couple nights ago, and he told me they just want to make sure that they take the field as a team, leave the field as a team. And so you'll see it right now. I think our videographers are going to get it for you. Definitely a lot of team chemistry happening, a lot of game planning, and Bravos need it right now, looking to come back and get a second win against the Gatemen today. Back to you guys when we come back.
The Braves don't get any back in the bottom half of the second. We enter the third here from Dorn Park. A 4-0 Wareham lead over the Bravos. Gabe Driscoll back in the bump. It's 2-3-4 for the Gatemen. Josh Stevenson, Karen Caulfield, and Grant Hussey due up.
Josh Stevenson.
Beautiful night here from baseball. Monday night, final stretch of the Cape League regular season. Driscoll's first pitch. Stevenson shows bunt. He'll pull back. This one just low. Stevenson 0 for 1, popped down in foul territory to Cam Foster on a nice play down the line. That was in the first. Sun is not yet set here from Dorn Park. Lights on. 1-0 pitch. Out in front is Stevenson. Count 1-1. Driscoll 3 strikeouts so far. 3 hits allowed on the 4 runs. There's 1-1 pitch, inside corner, clips it, called strike. And Driscoll back set, ready to go. That's been his formula to success. He's ready on the bump. Stevenson steps out. Now steps back in. Driscoll already ready to go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball right down Broadway, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs from the second inning to the third for Driscoll. He has 4. There's 1 away.
Hitter from the University of Arizona,
And for Driscoll in this inning, it's important for him to settle back in, find a groove again, stick to it, and keep this where it is.
Here's the all-star Garen Caulfield. First pitch, this one just going to miss low. Caulfield 0 for 1. Struck out looking, the first punch out that Driscoll put together to end off that first inning. Fires in the 1-0 pitch, this one low as well. Caulfield right now the #1 hitter for average in the Gateman lineup. They've lost a lot of guys. We talked about Nick McLean. He was batting .283 with 4 home runs before he left. Plays his baseball at Arizona State. 2-0 pitch, this one high drive towards left center field. Shading over in the gap is Harrelson. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Saw Harrelson during the half inning. There was some Taylor Swift bumping here from Dorn Park. Harrelson was just singing his heart out in center field. Makes a nice play there. He's been hitting the ball very well. We'll get to him in the bottom half of the third. 5 hits in his last 2 games.
Yeah, and I can't blame him. It was Sparks Fly from the Speak Now album.
First pitch to Grant Hussey, wave and a miss.
Can't lie, I've kind of been on the Taylor Swift trend as of late. My friends have gotten me on it, including Navarrete, our sideline reporter, but can't blame Gage for that.
0-1 pitch. This one just going to miss. I've been on that Swift train, too. Have, a lot of different options on the song side of things. I'm a big Dear John fan. 1-1 pitch. This one blooped out into right center field for a base hit over the head of Eblin. Hussey jogs to first base. He's 2 for 2. Had a double to lead off the second and has a 2-out single here in the third.
Well, carrying over from game 1, the last 3 ABs for Grant Hussey have all been hits, a couple of singles, and his first time up in game 2 was a double.
He's a big part of this Gateman lineup. Drives in a lot of runs. He's been that leadoff guy for the Gateman in that 4th inning, or that 2nd inning, excuse me. And here in the third with that hit. First pitch to Lastris is outside, 1-0. Lastris 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the second. 1-0 from Driscoll. This one way outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Gateman and Bourne, a lot of their games so far have been very close down to the wire. Their season series now split at 2 apiece. 2-0 pitch, flown out towards right field. Coming in his Diggs, he'll settle under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So 1 hit and no runs for the Gatemen. Hussey, his 2nd hit here tonight, but Bourne keeps it where it is. It's a 4-0 Wareham lead over Bourne. Bottom 3 coming up here on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network.
Contributing to health and vitality of its communities.
Welcome back to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. I'm Navarrete, now alongside Cam Manna. So I get to do a little bit of booth time with both announcers and Matt Scalzo, has made his way down to the sideline. So you got to see Cam do a hit earlier. Now you'll get to see Matt. Such a fun day we're having over here as the broadcast crew, I must say.
Very exciting all around. Also, learning these new positions. I will say, sideline, a lot of fun down there. You get to, hear what all the players are talking about. Nice breeze, probably a little bit more of a cooler breeze down there than up here.
I was going to say, when I come up here, I'm a little hot. I'm not going to lie, but it is a very nice night for baseball. Game 2 here of this doubleheader. Bourne looking to come back. They'll start now with Hugh Pinckney at the plate. We're at the bottom of the order. Gage Harrelson up next, and then back to the top with Jonathan Bastine. First pitch to Pinckney, swing and a miss. I know Hugh ate his sandwich early during the game, didn't want to have it too close to game time, so he requested it early. They made that happen for him.
Do you know what kind of sandwich you had?
No, I don't know what they got down there. I know it was Jimmy John's for all the players. Y'all won to Pinckney ball. But I don't know what kind of sandwich.
He seems kind of a lettuce, tomato, maybe some turkey kind of guy.
There's definitely lettuce on there, I can confirm.
I wouldn't pick him for like a salami or ham.
No, definitely not. 1-1 in for strike 2. Definitely not. But you never know. They eat much salami in Canada? Like, I don't know.
I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like a big Canadian thing. I could be completely wrong.
I mean, what do we know? The 1-2 to Pinckney high, count evens.
I was talking to Hugh when I was down on the sideline. He was like, Cam, you're down here? I was like, yeah, it's a nice little, breeze overall, and I'm enjoying my time.
He was very concerned if we were going to do post-game tomahawk talk between games or just after. 2-2, chopped in front of him, scooped up, easy out at first for Hussey. It's number 1. He was very concerned about that, what our game plan was, but I alerted him of what it was. He said, that sounds good.
Now batting.
And it's nice that the players notice that kind of stuff, but Pinckney just a great guy, really nice guy to talk to, especially during batting practice.
Yeah. Gage Harrelson at the plate now. He was jamming to his favorite Taylor Swift song before this bottom of the 4th got started, Sparks Fly, from the Speak Now album. First pitch in for a strike.
Taylor Swift is so big. Like,
yes, that's true.
It's just unbelievable to think about, like, how much the Swiftie era is just taking over the world at this moment.
Oh, yeah. 0-1 to Harrelson, swung on and missed. It's unreal. I know the guys have talked about it in the dugout, and if it's spreading to the dugouts of college baseball players, like, that's how you know the influence is there. Yeah, Gage, a big Speak Now guy. He also likes Back to December, he told me. That's my personal favorite on the album. 0-2, high and outside, ball 1.
I was telling Matt that I'm a lot bigger now Dear John fan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how could you not?
Really good song. Not, one of the more pump-up songs, but those long drives. Could blast some Dear John.
It's a banger, as our GM, Darren Weeks, would say. 1-2, count evens.
Matt and I were also talking about if Taylor Swift sang the national anthem, how packed this place would get. But I feel like Dorn Park would be the perfect spot for it because in just dead center, all that grass. You could fit so many people here.
It's true. You really could. 2-2, swing and a miss for Harrelson. Bring up Jonathan Bastine. 2 outs now. Jonathan will try and keep the inning alive for the Bravos.
And Tejados looked really good right now on the mound. Had an unconventional 1-2-3 in the first. Only 2 hits allowed, and he's just commanding the strike zone, staying in front of hitters, and looks very locked in on the bump.
That's what Wareham needs right now. I don't think they got the start out of Aiden Major that they wanted in Game 1. Pitching looking better for them. First pitch to Bastine, count 1-0. I'll be interested to see how packed this place gets if and when we play playoff games here. Because like you said, a lot of people can fit in this ballpark. 1-0. Check swing. Did go around. That's count 1-1 now.
And I think it would get very packed and nice for Dorn Park because after last year there was the dirt on the first base side, but now there's that grass area, and obviously it can fit people in the outfield with the lawn chairs.
1-1 to Bastine. That one skying out to left center. Sherrod's got it. Quick 3 outs for the Bourne Braves. When we come back, it'll be top 4 and more Taylor Swift from RPA living. Liam. That's 22. Gabe Driscoll coming back out for a 4th inning of work. We'll be right back on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network.
Now batting, the second baseman from the University of
Starting
Miami,
off this
number
inning,
17,
top four for the
Dorian
Gatemen.
Gonzalez.
Dorian Gonzalez, second baseman. And like I said before we went to break, Gabe Driscoll back on the mound for the Bravos. Tough top two for Gabe. Gave up 4 runs there, but rebounded well in the third. Starts with a swing and a miss for Gonzalez.
And for Gabe right now, looking to just really drown that second inning. Looked good in the first, had a good third. Just starts with first pitch strikes as he did there.
0-1. Grounded. Eblin stops it, but he will not be able to scoop it up, so it'll be a base hit for Gonzalez.
And tough play for Eblin to make, and he's always sliding around at second base trying to make a play for the Braves. Shows a lot of effort. That ball just hit in the perfect spot for Gonzalez to sneak over to first.
I was talking to Matt when I was up here during the first game, and if there's one thing about Bryce Eblin, it's that his white uniform is going to be brown by the end of any game. He is always, running on the base path offensively, but making the plays, like you said, on defense. Maximum effort kind of guy. Strike one for Brooks, third baseman at the plate now for Wareham.
And Mojo Hill, our beat reporter, tweeted before the game a little bit of a graphic from Bryce Eblin and said he expected to see him a little bit more dirty with 2 games here tonight.
0-1, right into the glove of Jonathan Vastine. He'll try to get it back to first in time, and he does. A huge play from the Bourne infield. That 6-3 connection, and it's 2 outs.
What a play there from Vastine. Just leaping up and almost maybe a better scoop from Michelle. It was tough to even see the ball get straight back to Michelle. A perfect throw towards just the right side of the bag. And Vastine always impressing in the infield. A nice scoop from Michelle.
Jonathan Vastine just so athletic, which is obviously exactly what you want in a shortstop. Fouled back start here for Sherrod. He can make plays on defense like I've never seen.
Strong glove, a lot of range too. His speed too on offense.
0-1, ball 1 for Driscoll here, looking for the third out. Another scoreless inning to give his offense a chance to come back here. 1-1, in for strike 2.
And him and Eblin in the middle infield as well. Kind of best friends on this Bourne team.
Best bromance on the team, as we learned. The 1-2 pass glove of Pinckney, count evens.
Because early on we thought it was more of a Ryan Fisher, Pete Giuffreda type deal, but when Vastine came over to the team, it seemed like it's kind of just him and Eblin running away with it.
Yeah. 2-2, fouled toward the Wareham dugout. I will say, Pete and Fish definitely have the backstory going for them. They've known each other since the first grade, which I'm sure you and Matt have mentioned before, and both from New Jersey. Pete going to go play in New Jersey, playing for Rutgers next season. Popped up. Vastine calling it. Foster instead with it, and he's got it. That's out number 3. Good work from the Bourne defense to help Gabe Driscoll out here. Another scoreless inning as we enter the bottom of the 4th. Actually, I forgot. We will go down to our new sideline reporter, Matt Scalzo. Matt, apologies for the delay, but take it away.
Thanks, Allie and Cam. I'm not here to talk about any player. I'm here to talk about 3 people that make my job easier. That's our camera operators, Jeremy Gay and Hazel Hallis, along with our producer, Ryan Bridges. They do such an amazing job every day, making my life easier, Cam's life easier, and Allie's life. The camera operators and Jeremy and Hazel, they set up all those great highlight reel shots, whether it's a Kendall Diggs spectacular catch or some home runs that you see flying out here at Dorn Park, and these hits especially. And for Ryan, he's with us every step of the way on road games and home games, making sure we're all set to go on the broadcast. So I got to give a special shout out to Jeremy, Hazel, and Ryan for all the work they do behind the scenes and making sure Allie, Cam, and myself are all set to go on each broadcast.
Number 9, Bryce Eblin.
Leading off here in the bottom of the fourth for the Bravos is Bryce Eblin. Then we'll see Bodine and Diggs. Eblin with a hit in his last go around, but got caught stealing over at second. He starts with one fouled back.
And Matt talking about, too, just the great broadcast team that we have, Jeremy, Hazel, the work that Ryan does, obviously, and me and Allie up here.
Yeah, us always up here, right? But seriously, we are so lucky here at Bourne. Jeremy and Hazel do amazing work. Without Hazel, I don't think Kendall Diggs would have had his Sports Center top 10 moment. Obviously, he made the play, but Hazel's the one that captured that and got that viral on social media, so shout out to him. A 1-1, Eblin all the way out back left. Tracking it is Sherrod, and he'll get it. Balls don't fly out of Dorn Park too often. Out number 1.
Very tough to do, and how deep this ballpark is. But back to the broadcast team, also Joey Kurtz and his great work just to keep the social media as a whole. And in my non-biased opinion, I think the Bourne Braves' social medias are definitely top of the Cape.
Oh, I agree. Joey's graphics are phenomenal, and he really lets the photo shine. So shout out to Jamie and Aaron, our photographers, Cam, our videographer. Joey does a really great job of making just really clean graphics that allow the work of everybody here to kind of shine through, which is awesome. 1-0 count here. Caden Bodine now at the plate for the Braves. 1-0. 2-0 to say his swing was all right, and Bodine struck out in his last plate appearance. To Bodine. Another ball.
And Bourne right now very eager for some base runners overall. They didn't get that leadoff guy in Eblin, so Bourne's just hoping for their first leadoff guy next inning. But a one-out base runner right now would be big. First since Eblin in the first.
3-0 count. That one lands. 3-1 count now for Bodine. On deck, we have Kendall Diggs. Diggs had a really good game the last time we were at Dorn Park playing Brewster. Bodine, the 3-1, sent to center. Stevenson's got it for out number 2.
And the big thing for Tejeda right now, he's not walked anyone so far. He's been ahead in counts and letting the defense make the plays for him, which has been a tough look for the Gatemen. Bottom in fielding percentage, but right now working out in their favor.
Tejeda looking for another 1-2-3 inning. He'll face Kendall Diggs. Tejeda fires the first pitch in for strike 1. Ball 1 there for Tejeda.
And for Diggs as a whole right now, looking to get back on track. It was 267 average coming into today, as we talked about, and now just dipped down very close to 240.
1-1 count for Diggs. He rips it right to second. And another out. That is number 3 for Tejeda and his defense. Bourne cannot get anything on the board. Still 4-0 Gateman. I believe my time is up here with you, Cam. So Matt will be back, or potentially a special guest.
We shall see.
Only time will tell.
Talked to Derek Bender a little bit. Not sure what's going on with that, but, we'll play it by ear here.
Well, thank you guys so much for letting me come on today. I had so much fun. I hope you guys had fun doing my job down on the sideline. Definitely, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I heard good rave reviews of your sideline hit, so glad that we were able to do that. Hopefully the Bravos can get back into this one. We will take a quick step aside and be right back.
Now batting, the right fielder
Moving
from the
along
University of
quickly here
Connecticut,
in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Top 5 here from Dorn Park. The Gatemen back with the sticks, leading 4-0 over the Braves. And here's Corey Morton. He's been the guy so far, a 3-run home run in the second. First pitch from Driscoll, this one outside. That was Morton's first hit of his summer. And some fireworks early for the Gatemen, looking for their second win on the road this summer. 1-0 pitch outside as well, 2-0. Big thank you for Allie for joining us for those middle innings. We'll hear from Matt in just a little bit and maybe a special guest on the broadcast. We'll get to all that soon. Driscoll looking to bear down. 2-0 pitch, popped up behind home plate and out of play. It's 9-1-2 for the Gatemen. Cologne and Stevenson to follow. Two balls, one strike. Pitch to Morton, this one low and outside. 5 hits for the Gatemen, 2 for the Bravos. Yoltaheda on the mound for the Gatemen. He's been working very efficiently so far. Driscoll has been doing the same since the second. 3-1 pitch outside, a 5-pitch walk to Corey Morton. The second time he'll reach base tonight. And back to the top of the order, it's J.C. Cologne. Cologne, the shortstop, out of Missouri Columbia, 0 for 2.
Now batting, the shortstop.
But Driscoll, that first inning was a 1-2-3. Had that long second, but 4 batters faced in the third. Faced only 3 on the double play in the fourth. An unconventional 1-2-3. Now back to the top of the order. We'll have to get through Cologne. Morton off first base. First pitch, it's a bunt. Cologne pulls back, it's outside. And we talked about the standings throughout the Cape League and how everything is so close, both in the East and the West. But the West right now, Falmouth and Bourne just fighting each other for that 3-4 spot. Driscoll pick over to first base. Sliding back is Morton. The Commodores play tonight from home of the Hartford Yard Goats in Connecticut. They'll play against the Harbor Hawks, who's the number 2 team in the West. 1-0 pitch, going is Morton. This one is low. Throw from Pickney down. This one not in time. A stolen base for Corey Morton. His first on the Cape as well. A lot of firsts for the University of Connecticut outfielder. He sits on second. Another RBI chance for the Gatemen. 2-0 count to Cologne. Get to it, who sits in first in the West. They were down 8-1 last time I checked against Brewster. Try to get you a scoreboard check as soon as possible. Cologne shows bunt, 2-0. This one bunted first base side. It's going to trickle foul. Michelle picks it up right when it rolls foul. Morton was also going. He'll jog back to second. Sun finally down here at Dorn Park. It's been a long day of baseball. Have the All-Star weekend break, 2 games off, and now both teams hit the ground running on Monday. Last full week of the regular season. Corners in here for the Bravos with Michelle and Foster. Cologne shows bunt, 2-1. This one's outside. Pickney just gloving it, keeping Morton steady at second. The Braves will play tomorrow night at Harwich. Harwich, a top 3 team in the East Division. Second time that the Braves will head to White House Field, the home of the All-Star game. Driscoll sets, look at second. 3-1 pitch. Cologne pops it up first base side. It will flare out of play. But very interesting when this season comes to a close. The Bourne Braves fans, you can see there. One little girl's getting that foul ball. You wonder how packed Dorn Park gets come playoff time. Braves trying to defend their title that they earned in 2022, their second as a team. 3-2, popped up, out of play. Cologne gives this one a look. We'll do it again. And the fans, Hawkeyes for baseball right now. Driscoll looking for a big out, number 1. After that leadoff walk from Morton. 3-2 to Cologne. Off speed, just clipped foul. Cologne staying alive. See if a fan got it this time. Some claps. Sounds like a fan did on that first base side. Morton still waits off second base. The Gatemen looking to extend here. Only playing 7 here in game number 2, so the 5th inning really crunch time from Dorn Park. 3-2 pitch, wave and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Gabe Driscoll. 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Had 16 coming into this game, his second start, and Scott Landers went out to take a few steps onto the mound, and this may do it for Driscoll. Full infield comes in, waiting for that point from Landers. He has not given it just yet. May just be a moment to get the arm warming up in the bullpen. It looks like it's a right-hander. Landers talking to Driscoll and hoping for him to get through 5 innings of work. Born in game number 1, they got a great outing from Tristan Smith. Threw a no-hitter in his outing. Was taken out. Brady Afton came in, and Afton did his job, walked a few, but was able to keep it where it was. Had a big cushion of runs, only allowed 1. That was a 7-1 win just a few hours ago here from Dorn Park. Landers walks off the mound. Driscoll will set once again. The batter will be Stevenson here. He looked to his first base side, getting set to step in. Stevenson 0 for 2 so far, came in today with 1 home run, 10 RBIs. 4 doubles as well. The outfielder transferring from LSU to The Ohio State University. Now as his blue bat had a brown set of lumber before. First pitch, grounder first base side. Michelle picks it up on a hop. He'll give the point to Driscoll and take it himself at the bag. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Advancing 90 feet is Morton. And Driscoll, 1 more man to get through. It's the all-star Garen Caulfield. Now a little bit of a scoreboard update. Brewster leading over Cotuit at 9-3. A lot to look at there. The Whitecaps looking to edge and stay in front of Chatham for that final spot in the playoffs. Hyannis, they're down by 1 against the Commodores in the bottom of the 6th, an 8-7 lead. That's a big game there. First pitch to Caulfield. This one going to miss low.
Now batting.
Falmouth beat Bourne 13-3 on Friday.
Garen Caulfield.
And the Harbor Hawks, they've been very hot. 8-1-1 in their last 10. Driscoll's 1 out, outside once again to Caulfield. Caulfield 0 for 2 so far tonight. A big RBI chance here. 2-0 pitch. This one clips the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Batting over 300. 5 RBIs for Caulfield. He's been the bright spot in a Wareham lineup that's been struggling of late. Here in game 2, they've gotten their footing. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Caulfield. His head swinging towards left field, 2-2. Driscoll looking for punch out number 6, looking to only face 4 here in the 5th. Driscoll sets, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here's the pitch, ground ball, third base side. Foster can't grab it, rolls into left field for a base hit. Scoring is Morton, Caulfield to first. It's an RBI single. The Gatemen now lead 5-0.
Now batting.
6th RBI on the summer for Garen Caulfield.
Number 27, Grant.
Morton has scored twice, and they bring in Grant Hussey. He's 2 for 2. 6 hits now for the Gatemen. That offense was sparked during the break as Landers will walk out to the mound once again. This looks like it may do it for Driscoll. And they'll give the point towards the bullpen, and Gabe Driscoll's night will come to a close here from Dorn Park. A 5-0 lead for the Gatemen. Caulfield will be on first with 2 outs. Grant Hussey will be the hitter when we return. We'll get you everything you need to know back here at Dorn Park on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. We're back here from Dorn Park, top of the 5th inning. That's Joey Kurtz. I'm Cam Manna. Joey, our amazing social media guy, does all the graphics that we need for the Braves. Allie and I were talking about how the Born Braves Instagram and Twitter account, in my opinion, non-biased, I think it's the best on the Cape. Joey, we're really happy to have you here.
I appreciate it. Great to be here for a little bit.
Yeah, so Max LeBlanc now on the mound for the Bravos, replacing Gabe Driscoll. It's been an exciting night so far. We had to get Joey on the broadcast. We had Allie up here. We're trying to get all those moving parts going. And Joey, a guy that was on the broadcast when we did the Instagram Live and the Twitter Spaces stuff, a very smart, knowledgeable baseball mind.
Tell you what, it's great to be here. I'm excited to see what Max can do here. But time is running out for the Bravos. I got reminded last inning. It's a 7-inning game.
Now batting.
Quick game here from Dorn Park in Game 2, and LeBlanc comes into this one a 6.23 ERA. This will be his 4th appearance. So he's only thrown 4 1/3 innings, and so far 6 strikeouts to 1 walk for the righty. Stands out of 6'6" out of UMass. Here's Grant Hussey, 2 away. First pitch, this one in the inside corner. It's a called strike. Grant Hussey 2 for 2, a double and a single so far for him. Leads the team with 23 RBIs and has Caulfield off first base. LeBlanc sets 0-1. This one inside, 1-1.
Looked like the runner there, fake stealing.
Saw Caulfield moving just a little bit, and we've seen the Gatemen do that a few times here tonight.
Certainly tricked me.
Tricks me and Matt a lot sometimes. Want to get a little bit jumpy on that. 1-1 pitch. Hussey pops this one up. Foul, third base side. And, Joe, you played some baseball in your day. Were you much of a base stealer?
I mean, when I got on, I tried to be, yeah.
Yeah?
Of course. I wasn't much of a power hitter, so I wanted to make the most of it when I was out there.
Yeah. LeBlanc sets. 1-2 pitch. Hussey a drive towards right field and shallow. Coming in his digs. It drops down for a base hit. Caulfield round second. He'll head to third. And the third hit of the night for Grant Hussey. He's perfect, 3 for 3. Runners at the corners here for the Gatemen with 2 away. And here's the catcher, Rene Lastris. And Joey also multitasking here.
The catcher from the University of North
He's doing all his
Carolina,
jobs, not just
number 7,
us
Rene
switching from
Lastris.
Allie and us. We're doing play-by-play and sideline. Joey still has to keep up with everything on social media.
So, yeah, I have to keep checking Twitter, putting tweets out. I want to give a shout-out to Mojo, our beat writer. Makes my job a lot easier looking up stats. Sometimes I can just retweet him, go off of him. So that's sort of what I'm doing right now, as I'm a little behind, but it is 5-0, so not much to have tweeted so far.
Not much. And Mojo does an amazing job with his work as a beat reporter and always a good read after these games.
Absolutely.
Here's Rene Lastris. 2 outs. Chance for LeBlanc to get out of it. First pitch. It's a looping breaking ball. It's inside. 1-0.
That one stayed up for a while there. You don't usually see them loop that much.
And LeBlanc, one of those guys, just a really big loop on his curve.
Yeah, thankful that wasn't right over the plate.
Runners at the corners here for the Gatemen. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike in the heater. And Mojo, too, making some jokes on social media about the graphic of Bryce Eblin, how dirty he was after that one game and had to play 2 today. You could see him at second base. A lot of dirt on the right side of his body. 1-1 pitch. Runners going from first. Pinckney with no throw. Hussey slides in safely at second. 2 runners in the pond here for the Gatemen. And, Joey, what was your approach at the plate in a 2-1 count? I know I was mostly just looking, straight fastball. Was there a certain approach you had just reading off the pitcher, or were you just straight fastball?
It really depended who it was. If it was in high school, you have some of these guys that are going to go on to the next level, and they might give you more of an advanced pitch.
2-1 upstairs, 3-1.
But, as I got into college and I started to take some live ABs off of upperclassmen, that became a lot more difficult. Sort of had to pick a pitch, like sit fastball and adjust. Though that's not the best 2-1 approach. I know that's more of a 2-strike approach. So
yeah. Hey, it really, really depends. A lot of different guys have different approaches. 3-1 pitch, Lastris, ground ball, first base side. Eblin picks it up at second. LeBlanc runs over. Eblin with the throw. And not on the bag was LeBlanc. The ball popped out of his glove. Eblin now with the throw to home plate. Gets past Pinckney. And 2 runs are going to score. Lastris jogging into second. It was Caulfield and Hussey both scoring. A booted play on the infield for the Bravos. 2 more runs on the board for the Gatemen. It's 7-0.
That would have been an amazing play by Max LeBlanc to get over there. It looked like Michelle and Eblin both went after the ball. LeBlanc almost made, well, what could have been the play of the night.
Now batting, the second baseman from the
And in the
University of
end,
Miami,
a couple runs
number
come in.
17, Dorian Gonzalez.
That's just how baseball is.
Second error against the Bravos. Now 7 hits for the Gatemen. And a very kind of similar game. The pitching for Bourne in Game 1 with Smith was stellar. The offense came together with 7 runs. Similar here with Tejeda, their starting pitcher, and 7 runs for the Gateman offense. Here's Dorian Gonzalez. Blocks first pitch, off speed in there.
You mentioned how it's similar to Game 1. These doubleheaders, I mean, more often than not, they just end as splits. No matter who the teams are. I know Wareham's at the bottom of the division, but it seemed almost inevitable that they could break out like this, and here we are.
Playing the same team back-to-back, same kind of lineup, obviously the different pitchers. LeBlanc's 0-1. Fastball popped up foul, out of play. And the Gatemen desperately needing a win, looking to stay alive and try to fight for a 4th spot, but the way that Bourne and Falmouth and Hyannis are playing, we talked about the Commodores and Harbor Hawks score. Falmouth leading Hyannis 8-7 in the 6th at this very moment. LeBlanc looking to get out of it. 0-2 pitch. Chopper second base side. Eblin picks it up on a hop. He'll fire a strike to first. It's in time for out number 3. But 3 more for the Wareham offense. They're in full command. 7-0. Bottom 5 coming up here from Dorn Park. You stick with us. We have so much going on, and Joey Kurtz may stick with us. We'll be right back on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. A lot of work for the Bravos to do as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning here from Dorn Park. A 7-0 lead for the Gatemen over the Braves. I'm still joined alongside Joey Kurtz. I'm Cam Manna with you. Josh Kroger will be the first hitter that we will see right now at the moment. Joey, a lot of work for this Bravos offense to try to crawl back and sweep this doubleheader against the Gatemen.
Yeah, well, I'm happy JKG leads it off. He was part of the championship team last year, and that team was known for having their fair share of comebacks, especially in that middle part of the season, sort of when he started to arrive here in Bourne. And here he is in a game that, well, many people thought Bourne should take. Many people thought they should sweep this series of 2 games.
And we talked about it pregame, how we were very confident for the Braves, especially after Game 1. First pitch of JKG, a called strike. He's 0 for 1 so far. Comes into Game 2, batting 192. 4 doubles and 4 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch, go to Grauer, a blooper towards left center field, shading over is Sherrod. He'll make the catch in the left center field gap, and once again, Tejeda on the bump, out number 1 quickly. That's been his bread and butter.
Yeah, Tejeda, he's been throwing, I don't know if you've touched upon pitch speed here. He was topping out at 97 last I checked, and he was sitting around 94, 95. So it's no coincidence that these balls are traveling, but they're just going right to the fielders.
And he's mixing up his pitch as well and going from a 97 fastball to a slider or curve, towards the high 70s. First pitch to Cam Foster, a called strike.
Absolutely, and with that speed on top of it, makes the fastball look even faster when you have a good breaking ball.
Foster 1 for 1, doubled back in the second with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch, a scorcher third base side and foul right at Ali Navarrete, Jeremy Gay, a lot of our interns, and Derek Bender over there as well. You said that he was holding your camera.
Yeah, I was down there taking pictures, and I guess you were trying to get Bender up here, but Bender wanted to take pictures.
He's taking pictures right now on the third base dugout. 0-2 pitch, this one just low and outside, and Foster doesn't go fishing.
You know, I got to say, while Foster is up, man, is he hitting the ball hard right now. Doran Park doing him no favors being a pitcher's park, but he sure is playing well.
1-2 pitch, fouled back, and Matt and I were talking about what he was able to do. There's Bender taking some photos. Bryce Cunningham, I'm not sure if Cunningham's even posing at that, but Bender not waving at the camera. They got to take a picture. That is awesome. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Foster. This one fouled back. We were talking about how Foster, his foul ball at Falmouth, that was foul to left field. That ball was crushed, and it didn't come up on our TrackMan, but we've seen Foster in batting practice waiting for him to get that one swing in the game where he just absolutely crushes one towards left field.
Yeah, I'm glad the numbers are starting to show up because from day one he was crushing it in BP, and he's finally crushing it in the game even when he gets out.
Tejeda, 1-2 to Foster, wave and a miss, out in front of the breaking ball. And Tejeda, his 4th strikeout here tonight. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Just a great pitch. Tejeda due for a good outing. Didn't have the greatest of Cape League stats coming into this game, but I imagine those numbers are going to settle down quite a bit as he's in his 5th inning of work here.
Came in with a 3.77 ERA. Is set to maybe get his first win on the summer. First pitch to Garrett Michelle, this one low. He had 16 strikeouts to 8 walks coming in, so he's been able to hit that strike zone with ease a lot of the times. Here's the 1-0 to Michelle. This one outside. Michelle 0 for 1, struck out in the second, has been hitting for power a lot of late. 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, has 1 here at Doran Park.
You know, you mentioned the wins. There are only 4 active pitchers on the Wareham roster that have recorded a win this season. All of them recorded just 1.
And for them on the road, they're still looking for their first win on the road since the first game of the season. 3-0 to Michelle. He had the green light. He waved and missed.
Well, luckily for them, it's a doubleheader. That's just when they seem to happen, but you never know.
Tejeda, 3-1. This one just outside. 5-pitch walk for Garrett Michelle. He'll jog down to first, a 2-out base runner, and here comes Hugh Pinckney.
Hugh is another guy that's been playing well as of late. At least even when he's getting out, he's a hard out. He's not hitting it as hard as Foster, but I got to say, you know, he went to Falmouth a couple weeks ago, had a great game, and I feel like there's been no looking back since.
Went 1 for 4 the last time they were at Falmouth on Friday, and the game before that at Gov Fuller Field, 3 hits for Pinckney, had an RBI. A lot of work for the Bravos to do. First pitch to Pinckney, ground ball towards shortstop. Cologne shading over. He'll pick it up. He'll fire to first. The scoop from Hussey. He can't pick it up. And Pinckney beats the throw. Not the first time tonight we've seen Hussey and Cologne have some trouble on the 6-3 putouts on the scoops. Third error, or actually the second error for, actually, now there's 3 errors for the Braves. Looks like the Bravos should only have 2, and they should give 1 to the Gatemen, but first error either way for the Wareham defense.
These ground balls today and, you know, over there to pick the ball at first base, that just seems to be their Achilles heel today. It's something that we've been fortunate not to see much in Bourne with the #1 defense, but Wareham with the #10 defense, even in a 7-0 blowout, you get things like that.
Here's Gage Harrelson, first pitch in there for a strike. They're actually going to give the hit to Pinckney. So the 3rd hit on the night for the Bravos. Pinckney picks up a single and looking to start a new hit streak for him, now at 2 games. Going to that Falmouth one on Friday. Harrelson 0 for 1, struck out in the 3rd. RBI chance for him. Tejeda's 0-1. This one just going to miss outside.
You know, there's many major league scorers out there. I heard this on the radio the other day that whenever it's a 50-50 for a hit and an error, they just seem to lean towards a hit. So there must have been some uncertainty there. They stayed with the hit, so good for Hugh.
Tejeda, a long look in. 1-1 to Harrelson. Outside, 2-1. And we've seen a lot of scorers have a lot of different tendencies, and throughout our summer here, but that's kind of the way you want to do it, the benefit to the hitter on a play like that where Cologne's got to really make a perfect throw and Husky's got to have that perfect scoop for it all to work in their favor. Not really routine.
Absolutely. The fielder is happy it's not in air. The hitter's obviously happy. It's really just the pitcher that's not.
2-1 pitch. Breaking ball just low to Harrelson. Not going down to get it. 3 balls, 1 strike.
He's been missing out this inning to lefties. And a walk here loads the bases for Vastine, the All-Star.
5 hits in the last 2 games for Harrelson. Looking for his first here tonight. Tejeda set. 3-1. Wave and a miss. Works it back full.
3-1's one of the best counts you're going to get in an at-bat. That's one of the things, I learned as a player. 2-0 is going to be your, that's when you want to go all in on the swing. And then 3-1's probably that second best count. If you can sit fastball right there and just missed it.
Here's Tejeda's payoff pitch. Both runners going. Harrelson cut on and missed. 5 strikeouts for Yul Tejeda. Gets through 5 innings and keeps a shutout in the works. 7-0 Wareham. Top 6 coming up here from Dorn Park on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network.
CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS on
We head to the top of the 6th inning here from Dorn Park. Still joined alongside Joey Kurtz. I'm Cam Manna. Bourne trailing Wareham 7-0, and Max LeBlanc back on the bump. And Bourne's expecting for some good relieving work from the right-hander. He'll face the bottom 3 hitters, but we touched on it during the break, Joey. Michael Brooks has a hit and an RBI so far.
Yeah, I mean, he has a single today, and then that Vastine double play, that was a nice hit ball, and almost got over him.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Just a great play by Vastine.
Number 5, Michael Brooks.
Really not much you can do about that.
Brooks 1 for 2 so far in this one. Has that RBI and 7 runs on the board for the Gatemen. 7-8-9 here for Wareham. LeBlanc, his first full inning of work out of the pen. First pitch, Shin Music inside, 1-0.
Almost got him. We've seen some batters hit today in game 1. That was almost another one, very close.
3 batters by Bourne, I think to be exact, got hit in game number 1. LeBlanc's 1 out, right back at him. He'll pick it up. He'll jog over to first and flip it over to Michelle. Quick out number 1.
That's got to sting right off the end of the bat. But what doesn't sting for them is they're up 7, and they know they only need 6 outs to close it. That's the other thing I want to remind everyone, if you're just tuning in, this is a 7-inning game. I have to keep reminding myself that. I keep thinking there's enough time to, slowly work back. And there is, but it's a lot harder with 2 less innings.
Yeah, 2 set of at-bats left. Bottom 6, bottom 7 for the Braves. Here's Grant Sherrod. First pitch, wave and a miss. And back to your point on that being a stinger, there's been multiple baseball games I can think back to. It's freezing cold, and you just get that little stinger off the bat, and your hands start to just numb and ring. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yep, especially happens up here in New England.
LeBlanc's 0-1. cut on and missed. Back-to-back strikes for LeBlanc out of the pen.
I don't think people realize, many people or listeners might be from the South, might be out west. Here in New England, it doesn't really it's not warm in March when you start playing. And in college baseball, February, it is cold. You might even have some snow delays, and it is not fun to have a dribbler like that.
0-2, fastball upstairs. And for LeBlanc, a guy that plays at UMass, that's freezing cold weather. And kind of what you're taught to in the Northeast during high school baseball is put the ball in play, good things happen, just hit the ball on the ground because the fields are not in perfect condition. There's all those weird potholes, those hops. You're not playing baseball all year round.
Absolutely. That's why many of these schools go to turf.
1-2 pitch, went up the ladder. Fastball swinging from Sherrod. Strikeout number 1 for LeBlanc. Out of the pen for him. And 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
It makes me think back to after the last game, what goes to UConn, another New England school there, and it is really extra impressive what they do given the conditions that they have to work with in the winter, whereas a school, say the SEC, for example, a lot better weather down there. I get it, very different, but UConn making the regionals, congratulations to them.
Here's Corey Morton, first pitch, a liner right center field, dig shading over towards the gap. He'll settle under it. He'll make the catch. For out number 3, here in the top of the 6th. Bottom 6 coming up, Joey brought up. 6 outs left for the Braves to get to crawl back in this game. Joey, thanks for joining us. Any last words you have before you leave the broadcast booth?
Let's go Bravos. A lot of game left.
A lot of game left here from Dorn Park. There's Matt Scalzo right behind us. Bottom 6 coming up here from Dorn Park. You stick with us on the Born Braves Broadcast Network.
All right, fans, it's time to announce the winners of the second 50-50.
The Braves have 6 outs left. A chance for them to crawl back against the Gatemen. We enter the bottom of the 6th here from Dorn Park. A 7-0 Gateman lead over the Bravos. And top of the order for the Bourne offense. They'll now face the right-hander out of UCLA, James Hepp. Comes into this game for him, and he's struggled. An 8.44 ERA. He's 1-1. This will be his 7th appearance overall, just under 11 innings pitched for him. And 8 strikeouts to 14 walks. So he's had issues commanding the zone. His last appearance went 1 inning against Katuitt, who's the top offense, but allowed 6 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. And he'll face Vastine, Eblin, and Bodine. So if there's a chance for Bourne to come back, it's right now in this one. Playing 7 here in game number 2. The Braves took game 1, 7-1, and looking to get on a win streak. The Braves have not done that in a bit. It's been a lot of 500 baseball, 5-5 in their last 10. Vastine 0 for 2. Hepp set here. First pitch from the righty. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. And Matt Scalzo back in the booth. I'm Cam Manna. Matt had a fun time doing sideline and was also all over the place. Matt said he did some camera work, replacing Hazel there as well. Matt, how was that?
I mean, it was a lot of fun.
0-1 pitch. Vastine a chopper towards shortstop. Cologne charges. Picks it up. Quick exchange. No, he cannot get it quick enough. And Vastine is safe at first. An infield single for Jonathan Vastine. 4th hit on the night for the Braves, and exactly what they need. That's their first leadoff base runner here tonight.
Now batting.
Yeah,
the second
wait,
baseman from the
firstly, for
University of
Bourne,
Alabama,
you want to
number
get
9,
something going, get
Bryce
runners on,
Evelyn.
get Speedy Vastine, and now you move into the middle part and the heart of the order, get something going, and continuing on with what I did after my hit on the sideline, which was a lot of fun. I had to give love to Ryan, Jeremy, and Hazel, and I said, what better way to show that love than doing what they do? Jeremy let me man the camera for a little bit.
Bryce Evelyn shows bunt, pop up third base side. It's going to drop foul.
He let me work the camera on the third base side that's being shown right now with Adonis Guzman, and he let me work that a little bit and get shots of the hitter, the pitcher. Ryan Bridges, our producer, said he couldn't tell the difference, so that's a huge ego boost for me. And then as I was coming out, Joey Kurtz, who you had on the broadcast for a while, he asked me if I wanted to take some photos, and I said absolutely.
Hepso 1, breaking ball hangs upstairs.
So just really cool to kind of see how everything else works around here, and it's super fun. Something I'd probably like to try a bit more if Allie or Joey ever want to hop on another broadcast with you, or if you want to try and vice versa. It's super cool.
1-1, a check swing from Evelyn. He held back. It was some chin music up and inside. Fernandez said he's not going around.
And then I went over to Hazel for that bottom of the fifth. Did a little work there, and it's just really cool to see it from a different angle. See the sports world from a different light.
Heps 2-1 to Evelyn. Evelyn, chopper, second base side, could be 2. Gonzalez picks it up. On to second to Cologne for 1. On to first, the scoop from Hussey. It's in time. What a play from the Gateman defense. 4-6-3. And just like that, there's 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. When Bourne thought they had something going, the Wareham defense snatches it away.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Yeah, it just seems to be one of those games for the Bravos here. Is you go from game 1 where you looked super in rhythm and your offense was getting those hits, your pitching helped you out, and now you flip the script to game 2, and it's just 2 innings of crooked numbers that just derail you, and great pitching from Wareham and Tejada.
First pitch here to Caden Bodine is outside. Bodine 0 for 2. The Bourne offense only 4 hits. Joey and I talked about how it's kind of been a flip-flop after game 1. Very similar performance. The Braves in game 1, 7 runs, exceptional pitching. That's what the Gatemen have done here in game 2. 1-0 to Bodine. This one upstairs. 2 straight balls to the switch-hitting lefty.
Yeah, it's just, I was thinking about it while I was down on the field as I was thinking about it. I was like, this is a completely, same game, just different outcome for each team. It's crazy how doubleheaders work sometimes.
2-0 inside. Bodine dances out of the way, and chance here for Bourne. It could have been their inning. Vastine with that single, but a nice double play. The Gatemen, a lot working for them here, and we've talked about it. They have not won a game in an opponent's ballpark since the 10th of June. 3-0 to Bodine upstairs with 4-pitch walk. The first time he'll reach base here tonight, and with 2 away, Kendall Diggs will step in.
Yeah, and for those of you keeping track at home on when June 10th was, well, that was opening day of the season. So it's been a long road for Wareham as of late. We're kind of in that middle of the pack order fighting with Bourne, Falmouth, and Hyannis. And once the calendar turned to July, it just wasn't their month.
Breaking ball to Diggs, a called strike. Yeah, that win at Gov Fuller Field, so much has changed since then for just every team in the Cape, if you really think about it. Bourne losing their first game on opening day, 6-4 at Brewster. Hep sets, Bodine off first, 0-1 to Diggs. Breaking ball low, blocked from Lastris. Checked the snap throw to first, held it back. Bodine back standing. Diggs 0 for 2. A lot of Bourne hitters 0 for 2 here tonight. Foster has a double. A single for Hugh Pinckney and a single for Bryce Evelyn along with Vastine. Those are your 4 hits for the Braves. 1-1 from Hep. Diggs, a hard hit ball at second base, but right at the glove of Gonzalez. He'll throw to first. It's in time for out number 3. 1 hit and 2 base runners, 2 stranded for the Braves. And that will finish 6 innings here from Dorn Park. Wareham in full command with a 7-0 lead. And the final inning here in Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up, top 7 here from Dorn Park. You stick with us on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. Top 7 from Dorn Park, the final inning of play here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Wareham and Bourne. Top of the order for the Gatemen, it's J.C. Cologne. Max LeBlanc back in the bump for his 3rd full inning of work. And he'll face the top of the order, Cologne, Stevenson, and Caulfield. His first pitch got on a miss from Cologne. It was a 1-2-3-6 for LeBlanc. This will be actually his 2nd inning full of work for him. Came into that 5th, and a lot of damage was done. 2 more runs, or 3 exactly, to be on the board for the Gatemen. His 0-1 pitch, fastball in there for a strike. It was Gabe Driscoll to start, and Driscoll was not bad overall. It was just a few different spots of each inning. He was good in the 1st and 2nd, had a strong 4th. It was that 2nd and 5th inning. 0-2 pitch, this one a blooper first base side. This one going to dribble into right field. It's a base hit. Cologne gets on for the first time in Game 2. It's a leadoff single in the top of the 7th, and that's been the difference here in Game 2. Leadoff base runners for Wareham.
Yeah, it's just one of those games, it seems, for Bourne. And, you know, Gabe didn't pitch bad by any stretch, really. Like Cam said, it's just those 2 innings, and you look back to the 2nd. You gave up a double, and then you got back-to-back outs, and just kind of spiraled from there. You would have hoped to get that final out. And
here's Stevenson for his pitch. He's out in front, 0-1.
On that play from Foster, that ended up being an error against him, and just how it shows how quickly things can change in a game. You give up that error, and then the next batter in Morton gets his first hit, which ends up being a 3-run home run.
No balls, 1 strike. Pitch to Stevenson. This one foul-tipped in the box. Back-to-back batters go down early 0-2 to LeBlanc. And 7 runs for the Braves to get at this very moment in the bottom of the 7th would be their biggest comeback of the summer if they could do it. Stevenson over 3 has struck out, grounded out, and popped out in this one. Two-step leadoff first for Cologne. Michelle holding him on. LeBlanc's 0-2. Ground ball, foul, first base side into the Wareham dugout. 8 hits for the Gatemen, 4 for the Braves, and Bourne not playing their brand of baseball on the defensive side. 3 errors here tonight. They've been the number 1 defense when it comes to fielding percentage this summer. 1 strikeout so far for LeBlanc, looking for 2. His 0-2 pitch, it's a looping curve that hangs upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And if the Gatemen can win this one, win number 13 for them. They have struggled of late, and they've kind of put themselves in this hole in the basement of the West Division. 1-2. Fastball upstairs. And Bourne gets 2 games back over 500, and it's kind of been their thing. They win that one, get 2 games over, and they go back just 1 game above. 5-5 in their last 10 at this moment. 12-5 record at home. LeBlanc's 2-2, cut on and missed. Strikeout number 2 puts down Stevenson. His 2nd strikeout here tonight as well. And there's 1 away in the top of the 7th.
Now batting, the designated hitter from University
Yeah,
of
that
Arizona.
happens in
number 20,
stretches of baseball.
Garrett
Like
Caulfield.
you can even look in the major leagues. There's teams that just are fluttering at that 500 mark, and tough for them to find that groove, find that rhythm, to stretch wins to string wins together. And
there's Garrett Caulfield. This could be 2. Foster picks it up at 3rd and on to 2nd for 1 to Eblin, but Eblin with no throw to 1st. Long exchange there for Foster. Eblin just getting to the bag in time. They get the force on the 5-4 putout. To first base is Caulfield. Cologne out at 2nd, and there's 2 away.
And Cam is
Now
going
batting,
to
the
be a
first
little
baseman
hard
for
on
West
himself
Virginia,
for that
number
moment.
27,
Just
Grant
trouble with the
Hussey.
exchange quickly through, but he's able to get the force out at the very least. He's made some nice plays in the field so far tonight.
Here's Grant Hussey, who's been special here tonight in Game 2. First pitch in there for a strike. He's 3 for 3, has scored twice in the 2nd and 5th. Led off that 2nd where Wareham put 4 runs on the board. No balls, one strike. LeBlanc's pitch. Swing and a miss. Out in front was Hussey. Quickly 0-2. A chance for Bourne and LeBlanc to keep it where it is. They'll chase 7 heading into the bottom of the 7th. Two-step lead for Caulfield off first base. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The pitch went up the ladder with the fastball, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for LeBlanc. His 3rd in this outing. The Braves keep it where it is, 7 runs to get. Bottom 7 coming up, last chance for the Bravos. Find out if they make their biggest comeback of the summer. Stick with us on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. Last chance for the Bravos here in the bottom of the 7th. Game 2 of this doubleheader, the Wareham Gatemen and the Bourne Braves. We thank you for joining us one more time on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. Alongside Matt Scalzo, I'm Cam Manna with you. And what a network alongside Matt Scalzo, I'm Cam Manna with you. And what a night it's been for our broadcast team, and so much has moved around. We've seen Matt and I on the sidelines, Allie and Joey up here, and Matt also got on the cameras as well. The Braves won Game 1, 7-1. They trail by 7. This will be their biggest comeback of the summer. And they'll have 5, 6, 7 due up. Josh Crotograuer, Cam Foster, and Garrett Michelle to face James Hepp in his 2nd full inning of work out of the pen for Yul Tejeda, who was special in his start. JKG's 0 for 2. First pitch to him. Fastball in there at the knees, a called strike. A lot of work for the Braves offense to do. They only have 4 hits. Exact opposite of what they did in Game 1. Hep set. 0-1 pitch. JKG, a dribbler, third base side. Charging in is Brooks. He'll pick it up. Fires to first. The scoop from Hussey. He can't pick it up, and it rolls behind the first baseman. Crotograuer rounds to second. Now he's heading for third base. This ball's still not picked up yet in the corner and right. And Crotograuer stands on third to start off the bottom of the 7th. Exactly what the Bravos want.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little fortune on your side there, and for Josh to, I think they're going to give him a hit and then the error going 2 bases. You know, for him to see a hit next to his name to get his confidence up a little bit, and then to go the next 2 bases. A little concern there for Hussey at first. There was no one covering home. Would have been interesting if he tried to extend it a little bit, little league home run, but Hussey appears to be all right, so that's always a good sign as well.
And Crotograuer just running in. The dimensions at Dorn Park Behind first base, there's a lot of room, especially when it kind of just dribbles towards shallow right field down that line. A lot of space. And tough for Hussey and Gonzalez. Morton to get over there, the catcher, and Lastris tried to jog over as well. But exactly what Bourne wants. Grauer gets his hit. Cam Foster digs in. He's 1 for 2, has a double. RBI chance for the infielder out of Liberty. First pitch, this one's low.
Yeah, it's a big foul ground on right field, and even on the third base side as well, not as deep, but the way the fence angles, it starts moving away from you down the right field line. Can get dangerous.
1-0 to Foster, outside corner heater, called strike.
And in the case of Josh, he got the two free bases off the error. You know, if you're not careful, it sometimes can lead to 4.
Hep sets, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the offering. Foster, a ground ball, third base side, and foul. But Grauer to get on. In game 1, he reached base 3 times, had a few hard hit balls, some good at-bats. A ground ball and a fly out before this one on his single. And still 2 hard hit balls as well, finally seeing it through. Hep's 1-2 to Foster. Outside on the breaking ball. Lastris keeps it in front. Bourne can't really afford outs right now. Looking to just keep the train rolling in their lineup. Garrett Michelle waits on deck. Here's the 2-2 to Foster. Fastball popped up first base side, sails out of play. Foster now with 6 doubles and 10 RBIs. Not an everyday infielder. The depth that Bourne has throughout their infield, but Foster has, when he's had his opportunities, he's made the most of them. We'll do the 2-2 again. Hep's pitch. Foster clips it foul, stays alive.
Foster had a nice double earlier tonight, too. You know, games lately, he's just, you know, he started to tear the cover off the ball. Cam and I have talked about his foul ball at Falmouth Dead. I mean, he crushed that.
Back to Foster. 2-2, it's outside. Works it all the way back in his favor. It's full. Garrett Michelle still sits on deck. He's 0 for 1. He walked back in the 5th. Bourne needs all the base runners that they can get. JKG walking off third. Hep's 3-2 to Foster. This one up and away. Foster throws the bat. He'll jog down to first. Runners at the corners for the Bravos. Here's Garrett Michelle.
Now batting, the first base.
And you wonder here too, Matt, how long does the Gateman go with Hep? And he struggled a little bit this summer. Obviously no runs scored yet, only 1 hit on this inning. But right down there in the bullpen from what we see, looks like maybe 1 guy getting loose in the bullpen. Tough to see down the line. First pitch to Michelle, in there for a strike.
Yeah, maybe just someone stretching to be safe if things really go south for Hep. But even then, it's still a 7-run lead. It's
Michelle pops this one up and way foul third base side. So many runs for the Braves to get. You just wonder how cautious Wareham is. But Bourne needs to get their first right here. And would be big if Michelle could do it, not allowing any outs on that scoreboard. 0-2 pitch, fastball upstairs, Michelle not biting. 14 RBIs for Michelle. First and third for the Braves. Middle infield of the Gatemen is pinching. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, Michelle pops it up out of play behind home plate. Fourth meeting came in game number 1 here today between Bourne and Wareham. This is the 5th, and they'll play the 6th next Monday at Polar Park. 1-2 pitch. Michelle waving a miss. Out in front, strike 3. That's the big first out for the Gatemen. 2 outs away from their 13th win of the summer, and Hugh Pinckney will now step in.
Now batting. the
Worcester
catcher
Red
from
Sox
Rutgers
is
University,
where that game
number
will be
6,
played.
Hugh Pinckney.
Polar Park.
Oh, look, there's Joey Kurtz.
Back with the camera. Took it back from Derek Bender. Hugh Pinckney stands in. First pitch, breaking ball low. He singled back in the 5th inning. Has bumped that average now just above 240. That's big for Pinckney, who struggled to start this season, but has found his rhythm in the last week and a half. Haps 1-0, Pinckney a liner foul, out of play, third base side. With a win here for the Gatemen, they would still stay alive. Just holding on. Keeping their summer alive to enter the Cape League playoffs, but going to be very tough to do. They need Bourne and Falmouth to start losing a lot more and for them to get on a hot streak. 1-1 to Pinckney. Fastball inside. Snap throw to first base. Not in time. Hussey had to come way off the bag at first base. If it rolled into the right, Carter Grauer was off the bag at third to score. 3 RBIs as well for Pinckney. Went 1 for 4 his last appearance against the Commodores. Foster off first with a 2-step lead. 2-1 pitch to Pinckney. Pops this one up, shallow right field. Going back as the second baseman in Gonzalez. You wonder if JKG tags. He will not. Gonzalez makes the catch. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. And Bourne now down to their last batter and last down. It's a 9-hitter in Gage Harrelson.
Now batting, the center fielder from Texas Tech, number 16.
Yeah, you never want to make the
Harrelson.
final out be a double play, and if Josh tagged, might have been a little too overzealous. And now you need a lot of things to go right if you want to win, but you just want to see maybe just something build here.
First pitch to Harrelson, a called strike at the knees.
You know, maybe you don't get all 7, but something to help you get going to Harwich tomorrow. You know, baseball is a sport where one game it goes right, and then the next it humbles you.
0-1 pitch out in front is Harrelson, and the Gatemen 1 strike away from splitting this doubleheader. Gage Harrelson steps back in. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Heppel going to stop it right here. His pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. An 0 for 2 night for Harrelson. Came into this game batting .273. Had 5 hits in his last 2. Not the night he wanted, but not the game 2 that the Bravos offense wanted as a whole. Hepp sets once again. Foster off first. JKG off third. 1-2 pitch, up the ladder, swing and a miss. A strikeout will finish it here from Dorn Park. Wareham and Bourne, they split the doubleheader in their 4th and 5th meetings of the summer. A 7-1 victory in Game 1 for the Braves and a 7-0 victory here in Game 2 for the Gatemen. Wareham moves to 13-21-2, and Bourne now drops to 18-17-1 on the split. They'll pick up their 6th loss here from Dorn Park. And Matt, a good game number 1 for the Bravos. Everything was working. Tristan Smith, another amazing start. The offense was there on 7 runs, but here in Game 2, Bourne kind of flopped over, and Wareham took that advantage here in the second of the doubleheader.
Yeah, you want to talk about turning the tables completely. This was Game 1 and 2, just completely flip-flopped with one another. A complete switcheroo, if you will. And for Bourne, it was just, you know, Gabe Driscoll didn't pitch bad, but there's plays that he'd like to have back, some pitches he'd like to have back, and especially on that Corey Morton home run, he'd love to have it back, but you look at it, there was an error before it, and at the very least you're thinking maybe just 1 run, you get that final out, and it could be a completely different game for all we know, but with the way Yoel Tejeda was pitching, he was lights out for Wareham, and it was going to be a tough night for Bourne to kind of find a way to put up a crooked number in the way that Wareham did, and they just couldn't find the the momentum to carry them through. They got some nice hits, but it was just one hit, really, in each inning, and that's what hurt them the most in this game. And Derek Bender said it earlier in the season is baseball will humble you really fast, and that's what happened here today. Game 1 was a huge boost for Bourne, and great pitching, great hitting, crooked numbers put up. And then Game 2, it just doesn't go your way, and that's how it happens sometimes, but they got to get back on the horse and get ready to go at Harwich tomorrow.
Momentum for the Braves. Matt brought it up, and not just one win tomorrow. They play Harwich. Matt, how does Bourne kind of get back on track in this final week and start to put a string of wins together?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing you got to see is that consistent offense. And, you played a great 7 innings in Game 1. And in Game 2, it just wasn't the same. So finding that offensive groove that continues, it seems like it's been kind of just an up and down stretch on how the offense is going. You had the 14-3 win at Catuit. You struggle at Orleans. You go back up with the win against Brewster, Falmouth, Wareham, where it's what it's been doing. But now you just got to find a way to kind of keep it on a steady line. And that's where Bourne struggled. The pitching's been good overall. It just seems it's, one little inning that kind of spirals. And that's what happened both in the 2nd and in the 5th tonight.
Bourne splits the doubleheader here from Dorn Park. Game 1, a 7-1 victory. Game 2, a 7-0 loss. We thank you for joining us all afternoon and night long. It was a 4:03 first pitch in game number 1, now 9:19. So it's been a lot of baseball here from Dorn Park, and we've done it all. A big thank you to Jeremy Gay and Hazel Hallis, and Matt also helping out on the cameras. Ryan Bridges helping out in there and all the hectic stuff that's gone on. You'll see an article from Mojo Hill after this one for Ali Navarrete, who's on play-by-play, on color, on sideline. Joey Kurtz as well. That's Matt Scalzo. I'm Cam Manna. Bourne and Wareham, they split the doubleheader here from Dorn Park. We'll be at Harwich tomorrow night, 6 p.m. first pitch, Mariners and Bravos. But tonight we say so long from Dorn Park.